Alright, what's up everybody? No intro, no outro, no cool videos. Something's wrong with the software, so I'm trying to fix it. I've got some emails out, but we're cutting straight to the chase. Welcome to some Saints and the Sinners podcast. It is time to kind of break down my team. We're 2 weeks through season 86. And I'm struggling, and I think it's just because I've been so busy. I haven't got to play this game a whole lot. I haven't really get to get into it a little bit. So I figured I'd break down my last 2 games and some of the moves and kind of where we are for this Saints and Sinners podcast. So hope that you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and hop into week 1. We lost to the Texans 23-17, I think it was. Yeah, 23-17. So big hurt, and the Texans come over to New Orleans, and I had to play him. I haven't played him a whole lot. Texans jump out to a big lead, kind of battle back and keep it close at halftime. But he just kind of runs away with it in the second half. I didn't have all the firepower that I'd hoped to have had. You can see here, though, the yards were basically about the same. He outrushed me, though, and that was really a problem in week 1. I didn't really push the rushing attack. Kamara didn't get as many carries as that I should have given him, and I was trying to pass it a little too much. He was playing a lot of... That defensive line is really good, so he's playing a lot of coverage beats. Like, I had to beat him in the passing game because it wasn't going to let me run on him at all. The nice thing is I was able to keep the turnovers to 0, but I wasn't able to get any from him. I really struggled with the defensive side of the ball. Gave up 195 passing yards. Basically, our stats mirrored each other a lot here, outside of the kick return yards, where I have some really good kick and punt returners here. But 401 yards to 444 yards, the difference really is as 51 yards there that I got in the return game. 4 third down conversions for him, 6 for me, but he didn't really have a whole lot of third down opportunities. He really kept the ball going and played really, really well. Deshaun Watson was unbelievable this game. 143.5 and 205 yards. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Drew Brees tried to keep up. 135.7 for 226. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions himself. Watson was 14 of 19, where Drew Brees was 16 of 22. 73% for 72%. 10.8 to 10.3, so marrying each other in a whole lot of ways. The rushing game, you can see Kamara just didn't get enough carries. He averaged 4.9 yards a carry, 68 yards, but only 14 carries. His guys really split the carries and had a really good game overall. 5.0 for Miller, 4.2 for Doak Johnson, who comes over from Cleveland. 12 for 60, 9 for 38. Murray only had 3 for 9. Drew Brees 2 for 9. There's just some coverage opportunities there. In the receiving part of the game, Fuller really tore me up. I was playing cornerback for the first time ever in this game, and you can see where it really hurt me because Fuller just had his way. 6 receptions, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Valdez-Scantling, a guy that I got from Green Bay, who was originally going to be a 4th receiver for me, at least for year 1 as I built him. I got Ted Ginn Jr., but after this game, I bumped him up to the 3rd receiver, and I think before the season's over, he's probably even going to be my 2nd receiver. He's got height, he's got speed, he's got great hands. He can make all the plays. Ted Ginn, 4 for 55. Mike Thomas, 5 for 46. Hopkins, 5 for 45. Smith, 2 for 27. And then you got Corty and Cook, each throw in 2 there. Blocking really was just about the couple sacks that happened here. Pete, Ramczyk, and Howard each gave up. Sacks were really kept to a minimum until the end. Saints needed a last drive at the very, very end of this game. Came to like a 4th and 12, and 2 back-to-back sacks there is what really had his way to end that game. Gibson Sr., he gets 7 tackles, 5 solos a day. 7 tackles, 4 solos, and my guy Marcus Williams and Anzalone, 7 tackles each, 3 solos, though the rest were some assists that we got going here. Couple tackles for loss here. Gibson Sr., Royal, and Davenport. sacks are going to come from Watt, 2, and I think those are almost back-to-back, at least on that last drive. And then Anzalone gets him 1, Marcellus, and Cam Jordan. No interceptions on this day, no forced fumbles either. Roby had 2 deflections, but yeah, I don't think we had any forced fumbles here. Then you kind of get into the return game. Jones had 4 for 108. Harris had 6 for 159. Both of those guys played really, really well. And then only 1 punt return. The punters didn't really get a whole lot of action. So Saints fall to the Texans in week 1, and then in week 2 we had to hit the road. And this one was a little bit tougher to deal with. First play of the game, Kamara gets a carry off the left side, and he breaks it. 85 or 86 yards, goes all the way for the touchdown. The Rams get the ball right back, and as soon as he gets the ball back, his playbook doesn't work. And so immediately we have to do a restart, and as all restarts, it usually goes the opposite way that it was in the first time that you played, and the Rams just really had their way. So here are the stats for this game: 308 yards to 280, but that really was because of the passing game that I had to try to turn on late. 246 passing yards to 189, but he was much, much more efficient on offense. And you'll see it when we get down to the time of possession. 62 rushing yards to 91. It was amazing to see Gurley with that stiff arm. I watched him literally stiff arm 4 guys back to back, like one play, just throw 4 guys on the ground. It was frustrating to watch, and I'll link both of these game videos here in the description. So 442 total yards to 354 total yards, a turnover for each team. Each team also had a couple of dropped interceptions, which was a little frustrating. 100% in the red zone percentage for the Rams, 75 for the Saints. And actually, I held on the ball more, but this was late. I was making some drives late in this game. As you see, it was 9-7. He really controlled this game for 3/4 of this game. And then penalty yards, 32-25. We didn't have a whole lot of penalties in our game. I know others have experienced other things, but we didn't have a whole lot in our game. Player stats: Drew Brees and Goff both mirroring each other. That's something we've seen in both of our first 2 games, as my defense is yet to kind of turn the corner. I also gave up the cornerback experience a quarter through this game. I don't have the playmakers for that, and I just went back to safety and linebacker, which are 2 positions that I'm much, much more comfortable at. And you may get some occasional interceptions, like 8, 7, 8, 9, maybe a season. I just feel like I can impact the game more at linebacker and safety, especially with the way angles are happening in Madden 20. I feel like guys are not taking the right angles, and yeah, you're just not able to make the plays that you want. A touchdown and interception for both of these guys. Goff hit a long play of 76, so this game became tied, maybe, or it was either tied, or I think I bought it within 2. I think I needed the 2-point. That's what it was. I needed the 2-point conversion to tie this game. I couldn't get it. Missed it. So he was up by 2. Very next drive, he throws a deep pass to the right. He catches it over 2 people, breaks 3 tackles, breaks it all the way for a long of 76, and his only touchdown of the game, and pretty much puts the game away with just like a minute left to play. 9 for 13 for Goff, 21 of 28 for Drew Brees. Just way too many passes for us to be able to control the clock and control the flow of the game. Todd Gurley, 13 for 65. Kamara, 12 for 39. Kamara really has been shut down this entire season so far, and he's going to have to get things figured out. I got to get things figured out in the rushing game. Henderson, 8 for 27. He played really well. The rookie out of Memphis made some big plays for him. Scott, 1 for 12. Murray, 3 for 9. And Grayson had 1 for 2. Woods, 3 for 136 yards. He had that long of 76. Rack of 63 came all on that one play. It was just a really great play by him. Mike Thomas, 7 for 109. Again, 5 for 78. Cooks finally gets him board on the offense, 3 for 56. And then you can see Scantling really making a case for more playing time. He gets 3 for 30. Blocking here, you'll see Armstead gives up a sack. Pete gives up 2, and then Dircher, my import, gave up 2. I was doubling Donald the entire game, and it just didn't matter. He still was breaking through double teams, and then the problem with double teaming is when you do that, especially for Aaron Donald, they kind of are going to slide protection there, and it was leaving his 3-4 right outside linebacker to come breaking free, and he got like 2 or 3 sacks just with free runs right at Drew Brees, and even with the hot route ready to go to the running back, tight end, or whoever was kind of on that hot route, I wasn't able to make any plays. Tackles for loss, Aaron Donald 2. Anzalone Williams. A bunch of people had a couple 1, but you'll see here the sacks is really what put this game. He had 7 sacks between these two people. I was doubling Aaron Donald and slowed him down. He really had 3 of these early in the game, 1 late, but Sampson here just he killed me. Yeah, I mean, I was doubling Aaron, I was pinching, I was trying to give myself some time, and the guy was so quick off the right side. The Rams were playing a lot of that cover 2 blitz, where you kind of send those 2 outside 3-4 linebackers, and then your cornerbacks are sitting on those short routes and held on the ball too long and just didn't make any plays. Onyemata throws in 2 sacks, Brockers 1, Cam Jordan 1. Interceptions came from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. On a blitz, he kind of stepped up. Goff was trying to get rid of the ball early and threw it right to him. And then Roby Coleman gets him 1 as well. I don't think we had any forced fumbles in this game. And then kick returns and punt returns were about the same. Harris, really, as a rookie, is my lead guy, and he's fast, and he's able to pick up a lot of yards, but the Rams did a great job of bringing down coverage and really keeping him from being able to make plays. And then punt returns 3 for 25. This is where I think he's really going to shine, and I expect him to break 2 or 3 before this season's over. So let's look at weeks 1 and 2 here. In the next couple of weeks here, we got the Seattle Seahawks up next. We're going to be on the road. Seattle, I think, also has lost 2 in a row. And both of us are trying to find our way. I know he hasn't had a lot of time to play this game. I haven't had a lot of time to play this game. And so I think both of us are trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out our plays, our playbooks. We both, I think, are using custom playbooks. And so, look, Drew Brees is going to have to get going here. And I got to get this offense going, score in 23 or 17 at home, and then 12 on the road is just not going to cut it in this league. And then giving up 23 and 21 is not going to cut it either. I mean, it's about the average of what I've been the last couple of seasons, but I'm just giving up way too many big plays. I'm letting the other team control the game here, and an 0-2 start is not really where we want to find ourselves to be. I'm not really making any changes just yet with my team. See if we can just bring up the lineups really quick. Going to kind of stay the course here. I do believe in the talent that we have, and the part that I'm playing with is, do I let Valdez start in place of Ginn Jr.? This is probably the only season I'm going to have Ginn Jr. He's really going to fall off. I'm going to let him go after this. But I do have Smith, Grayson, Harris, and Valdez that are all itching for some playing time, and I got to figure that out. I got to get them some playing time. I'm investing a ton into my offensive line here, but you can see Pete and McCoy really need to be built up, and this offensive line isn't playing as well as I would hope. I thought they really opened up more rushing lanes, and that just hasn't happened. On defense, we're still going to stick with the 3-4. I think this team is really built for the 3-4. Moved Onyemata out to that right defensive end. Cam Jordan is a do-all, be-all for me. And then you got Rankins and Edwards that are going to kind of sub in and out at defensive tackle there. Rankins and Onyemata really can make good plays, but they're going to have to get some things figured out because they're not playing well against the run right now. Payne has had or shown flashes. He's got athleticism to make plays. He's got strength. He's made some plays in the rush game, but he's also allowed for some big plays. And so that's why I've had to move away from Apple and move back over to Payne to make plays. Here's kind of the catch-22 is Apple is got the most athleticism. His average coverage ability, like all my 3 through 5 cornerbacks, have a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. Apple has the most agility, but all are in like the low to mid 70s in coverage. Robinson is going to be my best coverage guy, but he's got like 88 speed, and so he's going to get burnt by a whole lot of players. He's going to give up the big play, and so I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do here. How I'm going to move people around and how I'm going to cover the right plays. Gardner Johnson's my free safety as a rookie. Needs a lot more playmaking ability, needs to be built up, but adds a lot of athleticism there. And then Williams is really holding down the strong safety spot. Davenport, a defensive end, and Martin have both been moved to that right outside linebacker. They're mainly blitzing, not really going to be in coverage a whole lot, and I expected more plays from him. He's only a 70 overall at linebacker, but he has speed, his agility, great tackle. Like, he's got all of these things that he can make great plays, but hasn't really done it yet. Davis and Anzalone, I'm not really worried about either of those guys. So got a couple of things that we're going to figure out here for this team. We got to bounce back here. It feels like I may not pick up a win at all this Madden, but I know that I got to just focus. Got some tough games here. Mo is going to be terrible to try to play against. Maniac is a great player. Maniac's also one of those guys in Dallas that just has my number. He plays really well against me, matches up well against me, and I struggle with him. And then the Bucks, as a division rival, they're just a tough team. I think they're off to a 1-1 start. Yeah, 1-1. And then Brady and his Jaguars are going to be really tough. So that's where we are here in week 2. Thanks for tuning in for Saints and Sinners. We'll see you next time. Peace.